Hello and welcome to Colonial Williamsburg, the world's largest living history museum. I'm Elizabeth Reese. My husband Mitchell and I thank you for choosing Colonial Williamsburg. We're so excited to host you and your family and friends this year. We have new programs, new exhibitions at our world-class art museums, new animals, and new stories to tell. For the next few minutes, we'll take you behind the scenes to introduce you to the people of Colonial Williamsburg that are the heart and soul of the experience. Now, if you came here when you were in the 4th grade with your family, a lot has changed. Or if you're thinking about your first trip here, you'll be amazed. But whoever you are, one thing is for sure, you're going to have fun. And if you're active or retired military, you and your family have a home away from home in our Liberty Lounge. Now, my friends across Colonial Williamsburg will tell you about the great things we're planning just for you. And make sure you get your tickets so you can experience all of it. We look forward to your visit.
In 2019, we are going to be celebrating the 40th anniversary of African American interpretation at Colonial Williamsburg Foundation. And we'll be celebrating it in so many different ways. We'll be celebrating it with special exhibits, with panels, with bringing back programming throughout the 40 years and some new programming as well. We're also doing an exhibit that's going to be in the Raleigh Tavern that's going to be there throughout the year called Revealing the Priceless, 40 Years of African American Interpretation. And it's an exhibit that explores not only the 40 years now that we've been interpreting the African American story, especially through character interpretation, but it also talks about the fact that we've had interpreters of color here in Williamsburg since the beginning. We have portraits from as early as the 1940s with Black interpreters. And it's amazing to see them and to see how we've been a part of shaping Colonial Williamsburg from the beginning. Williamsburg in the 18th century was a town of 2,000 people, and out of those 2,000 people, 1,000 were slaves. In '79, there was a conscious decision being made that we were going to tell their stories, that their stories were just as part of the American identity as anyone else's story, and that they were going to be told. And from '79 on, we've made that promise that that story will be told. Oftentimes, as a family, you find it hard to have conversations about things, sometimes serious things. And by coming here to Colonial Williamsburg and finding out where we were, where we've been, you can see where we're going. And that's something you can talk to your child about. It's an opportunity for you all to connect again. It's an opportunity for you all to come to an understanding of who you are. That's why museums are so important. That's why this museum is so important.
Here at Colonial Williamsburg, we love families and we love engaging with families. And this year, we're excited to relaunch our summer camp. So for families, it's a day camp, 5 days long, and you get to do apprentice tours with our trade shops and actually get to take home some objects that you yourself create. You get to understand the history and archaeology and architecture. So you really get a great understanding of what it is that Colonial Williamsburg does, and really hope to show that history is alive and that history is an exciting field. We're also excited this year to bring back our Patriots at Play once again behind the Randolph House. Our Coach and Livestock Rare Breeds program will be out there again to engage with the animals. There'll be activities and mazes and 18th century games. Our ticket is really a key to the city. Right, so it's not just to one experience or one location. That admission ticket is really going to open all of our doors to you every single day. So with that ticket, you can visit any one of our trade shops, any of our historic buildings, family homes, government sites, and you can really engage with our interpreters. Your ticket also includes a lot of great events, like being able to meet some of our nation builders. This year, we're excited to launch our new Young George Washington, who's going to be focused on George Washington's younger years here in Williamsburg and the great impact he had on the founding of the American government and the American nation. We're bringing a new experience called Shoulder Your Firelock. So we're going to invite you to join the Virginia militia in the 18th century and understand what it was to be a soldier. So learn how to properly carry your firearm, how to properly march as we march for independence. We invite you to come see Resolved, an American Experiment. It's unlike anything Colonial Williamsburg has done before, and it's included in your ticket. Come talk with us and walk with us, talk with our nation builders like our new George Washington, explore history, but also explore the present and what does our history teach us and how can we move forward together as a nation.
Our museums have been a hidden gem since they opened at this site in 1985 because the access point looks like a small colonial building and there's no apparent contact with the rest of the 100,000 square foot facility. The new wing will add 65,000 square feet and an entrance that actually looks like the entrance to a big museum, so there won't be any confusion about where you're supposed to go. It will also bring guest amenities like an improved education studio for families and children, a new cafe and bookstore that will come to the lobby level so they're easy to access. We'll have almost 25% more gallery space than we had before. It's really going to be a brand new experience, and the entire building will be set within world-class landscaping for the first time, so that it will be a treat for the eye as well as the mind. The art museums of Colonial Williamsburg contain some of the finest collections of early American artifacts in the world, and the ticket to the museum is included within your normal Colonial Williamsburg pass. We open 4 or 5 exhibitions every single year so that there's always something new to come and see at the museums. The first one that will come is on the arms of the American Revolution, and we'll be looking at it from all perspectives, not just the American colonists, but the British, the Hessians, the French, and the Native Americans. We want to let our guests see what each of those groups thought about the other because they all thought they were right. We're also going to be opening exhibitions on American folk pottery and the art of 19th century Pennsylvania folk artist Edward Hicks of Peaceable Kingdoms fame, as well as exhibitions on things made and used here in Williamsburg in the 18th century, and finally a great exhibition of British art from the 18th century, and we do have great collections there. One of the sites that we've been most excited about for many, many years is Custis Square. John Custis IV was one of the richest men in colonial Virginia, and he bought the land early in the city's development, so he acquired an entire city block, 4 acres. He built his house right in the middle of it and surrounded it with some of the most amazing gardens in colonial America. So the excavation of this site will begin this spring, and we'll have guests engaging with our archaeologists at the same time that the work is going on. When you come back on subsequent visits across this year and the next 5 years to come, there's always going to be something new.
After the sun sets in Colonial Williamsburg, there is still plenty to do. I am the most excited about our new Haunted Williamsburg program. And the reason I'm so excited about it is that we are combining all the best things of what we've been doing already for years into the best possible ghost experience that you can have in Colonial Williamsburg. Now, for the first time ever, we're going to be able to take guests inside the historic buildings, and we're going to be telling stories about those buildings while you're inside. And to me, that's extremely exciting. Our trial programs are really immersive and engaging. You really feel like a participant when you're in one of those trials. We are always adding new and interesting things. A music lover might want to find themselves at an 18th century concert in the governor's palace. We also have hands-on programs like the Magic Parlor and our drop spindle spinning class, for example. And if you really want to engage your mind, we've got Escape the King, which is Colonial Williamsburg's version of an escape room experience that takes place at our jail. So there's really something for everybody. We encourage you to check the website for what new and exciting things we might be adding the week that you're planning on visiting, and get your tickets and plan your trip.
Spring is the perfect time to visit Colonial Williamsburg. The gardens are beautiful, and so we encourage everyone to come to Mr. Jefferson's Palace Garden Party and wear your finest 18th century attire. You're greeted at the door by footmen. You walk through the palace garden in the evening. You are part of the dancing and the celebrating, and it's all for the frivolity of May. We encourage everyone to spend the entire day on the 4th of July with us here at Colonial Williamsburg. It is a day to really be patriotic and enjoy the fun, but also the responsibility of being an American. Learn from Thomas Jefferson as he reads the Declaration of Independence from the Capitol balcony at 9 a.m. And of course, it all builds up to that night when we have the Lights of Freedom, a spectacular fireworks show on Palace Green. And just celebrate that wonderful pomp and pageantry that only Colonial Williamsburg can give. Halloween is a relatively new event here at Colonial Williamsburg. We will be celebrating our 5th anniversary in 2019. And if you've ever walked down the street at night, you know it can be a little spooky. It's a unique experience, and to watch all these little ghosts and goblins running around, it's a lot of fun. And we certainly encourage everyone to come join us for that special ticketed event. Of all the signature events, Grand Illumination is, without a doubt, the grandest. There are musical stages everywhere with great performances, whether it's a handbell choir, a fife and drum concert, the gentlemen of the college singing a cappella favorite Christmas tunes, or on Palace Green itself, we do big band swing to celebrate the 1930s and the whole start of the Colonial Williamsburg restoration. Of course, at 7 p.m., there are fireworks, and it's not just one display, 2 displays, there are 3 displays that go off, and they are a fantastic way to kick off the holiday season. It's a beautiful place to take your pictures for Christmas cards. It's just what you imagine Christmas should be here at Colonial Williamsburg. And if you're sitting at home figuring out where am I going to go this year that's different or unique, where we can have family fun, Colonial Williamsburg is it. During our signature events is the perfect place to celebrate.
First of all, we must celebrate the award of 5-star, 5-diamond for the Williamsburg Inn. This is a highly prestigious award for about 100 hotels worldwide, and also at the top of the list for TripAdvisor's most preferred hotels. So we're very proud of that. Springtime brings the budding of many things that we're able to appreciate at the inn. Most notably is the reopening of our social terrace. And it is very, very lively, a wonderful place to enjoy a cocktail while appreciating the marvelous sunset and great light jazz on the weekends too. We're really concentrated on the culinary experience. The Rockefeller Room has been a mainstay for many, many years, and so how do you keep that fresh and new while still maintaining the historical value? Can't be just a prime steak any longer. It has to have the accoutrement that people expect, and it is really reflective of that environment. Additionally, you're going to see the grand reopening of the Regency Room, and also some special events that we'd like to preview and premiere in the fall with some wonderful live entertainment straight from New York. So we're playing with some things to surprise and delight, because really that's what people expect when they come to the inn. The Lodge is a brand new product as well, from start to finish. Last week we just opened the Cupboard Coffee Bar. Very exciting, with great breakfast and lunch offerings for those health conscious, for those looking for something light. And also the outdoor space at Sweet Tea and Barley is going to be a lively spot for entertainment on weekends and dancing. So there's quite a bit to do at the Lodge. On behalf of Colonial Williamsburg, we invite you to come visit, stay with us, and appreciate the whole experience that we have to offer.
In 2019, you'll find a new and reimagined shopping experience in Colonial Williamsburg in the historic area. We've reimagined and redesigned the greenhouse store, the Apprentice store, and Tarpley's. So if you are looking to really immerse yourself in the Colonial Williamsburg experience, you'll be able to visit Tarpley's and outfit yourself in the 18th century way. You'll be able to experience the kinds of shopping that was done in the 18th century, everything from soaps to candlesticks to fireplace pokers, and I'm sure there's something there for everybody. Well, after making your way through the historic area shops and enjoying the educational experience, Merchant Square is more of a modern shopping experience. We've opened several new retail shops, the Shoe Attic, French Twist, the Mellow Mushroom opened in October, the Williamsburg Winery Tasting Room opened the previous October, and Precarious Beer Hall will be opening in June. We also expect the new Illy Cafe will open sometime this summer, and we're very excited about that opening.
Doesn't it sound great? Thank you, Stephen, Nathan, Ron, Stacy, Bill, Paul, and Jeff, for telling our friends about the great things happening in 2019. And thank you for watching. I'm sure you're ready to have a great time, so I won't keep you much longer. There's one thing I'd like to leave you with. Your ticket purchase supports our educational mission to share America's enduring story. As a private, non-profit organization, we rely on the generosity and support of people like you. We want to ensure that Colonial Williamsburg is here for generations to come. Please consider supporting Colonial Williamsburg by becoming a donor today. Thank you, and welcome to Colonial Williamsburg, where history never gets old.